Hey everyone, it's Carol at Big Cat Rescue. Our 3 p.m. tour just got rained on for half an hour, so I really hope those people manage to stay and we'll get their tour after all instead of a rain check, because I think it's going to let up. But I had come into the Kitten cabana because our Explorer.org cameras are not working in here because Frontier provides lousy service. I am so dismayed with Frontier. We used to have Verizon, and when we switched over to Frontier, they were switching out the IP addresses on our cameras all the time, and our live cameras require the same IP address, so we had to pay for a much more expensive static IP service, and even it doesn't work half the time. So it's been really, really frustrating. I came over into the Cool Cat Cave to try and help Randall, who's working remotely, by giving him pictures of the routers and gathering information for him. But it's been hours now, and he's been on hold with them twice. Once I think he was like number 63 in the queue. The next time he was like number 59 in the queue. So thank goodness for Randall Munsters. He's been a wonderful help with our IT. But it gave me the chance to come see these cuties. One of our volunteers fosters kittens, and right now all of our foster kittens are too little to be in the kitten cabana. They're still nursing on their moms, or they're still so small they haven't gotten their first kitten shots yet. So these guys are really afraid of people, and they were not at all happy about the rainstorm we just had with all the thunder and lightning. So they're a little freaked out. The ginger cat's coming around, but the tabby is really spooked. Sophia, I am sure that they can be adopted soon. I believe that these kittens are adopted through the SPCA. The kittens that we foster are through the Humane Society of Tampa Bay. They're an adorable little pair. Yes, they do have some big ears and skinny little legs. Oh, good. The tour did make it out. We provide ponchos when it looks like people are going to get wet, and some of those people are really die-hard cat fans, so apparently they decided to go out while it's still raining. I'm having to zoom in and move up on them really, really slowly so that I don't scare them. Oh, you're just so precious. You're so precious. Yeah, you're so precious. The foster kitten program has been so rewarding. I'm sure probably any place you live, there's probably some sort of foster program where you can foster puppies and kittens that are too young to be adopted. That's what we do. We take them when they're too little, and then we raise them up until they're 2 pounds, and then they get their shots, and they get fixed, and then they get adopted. We're getting very close to the 400 mark. Yeah, 400 kittens and moms have been adopted. While it was raining, I was researching drones. I think it would be so cool to fly a drone out over the vacation rotation enclosure, and I'd love to do some virtual reality type filming where we could do like every angle of a cat, so it's almost like you being right there next to the cat. So if any of you guys are familiar with drones or any of the software or cameras that they use, I could really use some input on what the best drone would be for our purpose. It needs to be pretty smart so we don't crash it into a cat, and it needs to have really good resolution, so like at least 1080p and preferably 4K video. Kathy, I usually do come in here and play with the kittens, and the little ginger kitten was letting me pet her while it was raining. But I'm afraid if I reach for her, the little tabby's gonna run because he ran before when I was petting her. He's still a little bit afraid of people. So I didn't want him to run off while you guys were enjoying seeing them. That would be wonderful if they could find a home together. I know some of our volunteers have adopted kittens together just to make sure that they could stay with their buddies. Helena, the way that kittens get here as orphans is that people will often take whole litters of kittens down to animal services and dump them. Or it might be a case where animal services was called about a litter of kittens that looked like it was abandoned and they pick them up. But down at animal services, there's so many animals coming and going, they get sick and they can die. So they send them out to foster homes instead so that they can have a better chance of being raised up until they're old enough to be fixed and adopted. And the Humane Society of Tampa Bay and the SPCA, those guys all work with the animal control in their area to help save as many cats and kittens as possible. Robert Lines, if you go to explore.org/Big Cat Rescue, we actually have a baby bobcat who is in rehab right now, and she is in our cat hospital. I can't remember the URL for that camera right off, but if you go to explore.org/Big Cat Rescue, people have been posting pictures and video of her all day, and they'll have the link there. Hello, Lauren Buckingham. Do you know these kittens' names? Kathy, I'm not sure how many kittens we have here right now. I don't know how many we have. No, I don't. Karma is our kitten manager, so any of you guys that are friends with Karma Hurworth, Hurworth, she can tell you how many kittens we currently have. And I just see up there in the background, can you see the bobcat crossing in the bridge? Cat's so wet I can't tell from here if it's Marianne or Max.
No, I can't tell who it was. I don't know who it was.
Thank you, Angie, for posting that link. You guys found a nice warm dry spot, didn't you? This room that they're in is our kitten cabana, and it's a big screened room where they can play and have fun. And then in the background, you'll see a little shed. That shed is air conditioned and heated in the winter. And so there's a pet door they can go in if they want to get completely out of the rain, but these guys have been happy enough to be on the porch. And then back, there's a double entry door so that we don't take a chance of a kitten getting loose onto the property and getting eaten by a big cat. And then there's an ocelot who lives next door. Actually, two ocelots.
Let me come back to you. Will that be okay? No, makes you nervous, huh?
Yes, Kathy, these are strays that have been brought in by the SPCA and then sent to one of our volunteers who is fostering them until they're old enough to get fixed and adopted. Hello, Bonnie.
Get really close to you. Gonna yawn? Big kitten yawn?
Well, I hope somebody watching here knows their names. I do not know them. Hello, Mia Voss. Mia Voss spent some time broadcasting live from the Kitten Cabana when she was here. She was the winner of our Animal Lover Dream Vacation. Kathy, that's why I'm in the Kitten Cabana right now. Our live webcam in here is down because Frontier's service is so horrible. And so our IT guy, Randall, is trying to get it back up and running. But I figured I would come in here and see if I could live broadcast so you guys could get your kitten fixes today. Can we see the little tabby face? Is it gonna let us see him? Your ear is blocking his whole face. Nope, they're really tiny. We only keep them until they reach 2 pounds and then they get fixed and adopted, so these guys must not be 2 pounds yet. Sharon Fox, you know, there's been times when we have taken in feral kittens. I mean, really feral, like tear your face off kind of feral. And I love your little yawn. And we did that thinking that we would at least get them fixed, and didn't know what we would do with them if they didn't tame down, especially when we bring in their mothers. And so far, even the most feral mothers, we've been able to tame down enough that they've been able to get adopted. Well, thank you, Richie. That would be wonderful if you did a fundraiser for us. Visions of grandeur. That's pretty funny. Nathan, that would be my guess, but I don't know for sure. I don't know the history on these because these are not kittens that we're fostering. It's one of our volunteers that's fostering these guys. And they're afraid of me, so I don't want to pick them up because they're going to run and hide if I touch them. Yeah. Gotta work slow with you guys. Very slowly. Ooh, stretch. Go in and see if I can get him to let me touch him without freaking out. Just now. Don't touch him, touch me. Let me touch you. Did you love that? See, that was not so bad.
people are not so bad.
I love how tiny
Your little whiskers are. I see your whiskers against his black, dark fur.
I know, Debbie, it would be great if we could save them all. I'll tell you, one way people sure can save a lot of cats is to get yours fixed.
If your cats aren't fixed, you do not need to share the miracle of life with your children.
I read somewhere something like 80% of the cats who get turned into animal shelters end up being put down. So please, spay and neuter your pets. In fact, we want you to spay and neuter your pets so much that we will give you a free tour of Big Cat Rescue if you bring us a receipt that shows that you've neutered or spayed a pet within the last year. Eomer and Eowyn.
Who named these cats? That's hard to say. Yomer and Yeoman. Yowen.
Eowyn. Funny, Mia. Cassandra, I'm not sure what you mean about updates on Spirit Feather. We don't know yet if she has hookworms, and I don't know. Maybe somebody has tested her, but I haven't seen it yet. Nobody said anything to me yet. She got her snap test to make sure that she didn't have any of the major cat killers, and she got her vaccines, and there's a live video feed on her. If Frontier is working, there's a live video feed on her. You guys can find it on the explore.org/Big Cat Rescue page. Dale, I don't know the history on these two. We do all of our fostering with the Humane Society of Tampa Bay, but all of our kittens right now are too little to be in the kitten cabana because they have to have their first shots before they come in here. And so these belong to one of our volunteers who lives on property. We figured at least while she was at work, the kittens could come in here and keep all of you guys entertained.
Except that the cam is down in here. We have a great webcam up there in the corner.
And it's usually on at explore.org/Big Cat Rescue, but right now we're having some internet trouble.
Joanne, she is wild, and I think you guys probably got spoiled by the fact that Mrs. Claus was so not wild. When they're wild, they do not want to be in cages, and they will just wear themselves out, screaming and crying and clawing and trying to get out. But she's too little to survive on her own, and we can't hook her up with her mother because
The people didn't know where they had found her, so we couldn't even get back to a close area to try and hook them back together. Victoria. These are alley cats. They're not any particular breed. Dale, we are in the flight path for the airport, and unfortunately when it's really rainy like this, the planes a lot of times will like take off really low to stay out of the clouds for as long as they can, so we're hearing a lot more plane traffic than usual. Well, hello from Denver. Yeah, Joanne, it's heartbreaking. I can't barely stand to watch her because I see how distraught that Spirit Feather is about not being able to be with her mom. For those of you who don't know who Spirit Feather is, if you go to the front page of our website, we have some photos of her and it talks about her rescue. But she was a Bobcat kitten who was separated from her mother a few days ago, and we had no way to get her back to the same area where her mother was. And so we have her in rehab, and she's not happy to be here, but she's only 2 pounds, and she's got to be big enough to fight for herself. So right now she's in the cat hospital until we can make sure that she doesn't have hookworms. Cassandra, she's eating pretty well, so she's got to give us a sample pretty soon. Hello, Leslie Cannon. There's 666 people watching you cutie pies right now. Yes, you're adorable. Yes, you're adorable. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Oh, yes, you are. Helena, if Spirit Feather has worms, she'll have to have a different type of dewormer than what we used. It's a stronger dewormer, and she has to have it for a lot longer period of time because hookworms are just horrible. If they end up in the environment, you have to almost take a flame torch to the entire cage to get the worms out of there, so we want to make sure that we don't send her out there with worms. Hello.
Hello, I think Hoover's waiting for you to tell them. He's down there staring over here.
He's like, my camera's off. I can't believe it, my camera's off. So that was Bats, and she was just telling me that Hoover, who is down at Tiger Lake there, and usually visible by the webcam, is hearing us talking over here and is staring in this direction like, hey, what's going on? Where's all my peeps? So everybody send Hoover some love right now so that he knows you guys love him. He'll be back live as soon as Frontier gets their internet service working again. Erica, these are domestic cat kittens that are being fostered until they're big enough to be adopted. At Big Cat Rescue, we don't allow anybody to touch the big cats, including me and our staff and our volunteers. And so the domestic cat kittens are a way that we can all get our kitten fixes and do some good by saving some lives. And we're coming up really close to 400 kittens and their moms who have been saved by Big Cat Rescue's foster program with the Humane Society of Tampa Bay. These kittens are not from the Humane Society, they're from the SPCA. And they're in here because all of our foster kittens right now are too little and they can't come to the kitten cabana until they've had their first set of shots. So our guys can't use the space right now. So we let one of our volunteers who's fostering for the SPCA bring them in. Helena, TJ has eaten 12 pounds each day for 3 days in a row. So he's on a he's on a streak. It's like a personal record for him. Usually we're struggling between 7 and 10 pounds, but he's been doing 12 pounds a day. Thank you, Misty. Did you hear Hoover roaring back? No kidding, Dee. I have been so disappointed with Frontier. tail clean? These guys were so covered in fleas when they arrived. Oh my god. You're flea free now though, aren't you? Mm-hmm. You are just not going to be ignored, are you? Barbara TJ is eating about 5 pounds a day, but that's an improvement because he had stopped eating just about completely. Jamie got him back to eating, and then his keepers have been able to get 5 pounds in him the next 2 days each. So I think he's gonna make it. I think he's turned the corner. Problem was he was on antibiotics for his dental work that he had, and it makes them so pukey they don't want to eat. They said you're doing a good job grooming. Good job. Good job. Yeah, take a hit from the ginger there. I don't know how old these guys are. If I had to guess, I'd say they're about 6 or 7 weeks maybe. Trying to get in all your cuteness. Yeah, your cuteness just won't all fit on the screen. Alright, I gotta get back to work, you guys. I gotta get back to work. Oh dear. Rebecca, somebody posted their names above. It's something like Yowen and Yowman. Well, I can't leave while they're doing that, can I? He won't take a bath, you can give him one for him. Maritza, these will be up for adoption at the SPCA. I'm not sure which SPCA though. I think it's the one in Largo, but I couldn't tell you for sure. I can tell you, it's Florida and it's summer, and that means no matter which shelter you go to, you're going to find kittens that need a home. Uh-oh, did your claw get stuck? Thank you, Susan. Is it, well, I was going to say, is it Susan or Suzanne? But you won't be able to tell me, probably. I appreciate all the wonderful videos and photos you get of our cats and post. So many times when I check in on Explore in the morning, first thing I look for are the posts from you guys from the last 24 hours to see how all the cats are doing. Elaine, the one that, the Bobcat who is in the outdoor enclosure already is Ms. Claus, and you can find out about her story at bigcatrescue.org/the-claws, C-L-A-W-S, and then the one who is in the cat hospital who's only 2 pounds, and we're waiting for a clean fecal sample from her before she goes outside. Her name is Spirit Feather, and she's on the front page of our website at bigcatrescue.org. Oh, now we're all wild and crazy, huh? Knock that phone right out of my hands, aren't you? Allison, I can guarantee that the shelters don't want to kill cats. They're in the business of being shelters because they love animals. Is it a live lizard in Spirit Feather's cage, Cassandra? I've never seen a lizard in the cat hospital before. Got to come leaping out of there. Okay if I touch you? Would that be okay? Oh, yeah. Alright, I'll back off. Okay, Cassandra, I will go take a look at that or send somebody to. Thank you. Gotta go get rid of a lizard.